Hello there, my name's Dog. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers, so if you're considering, tuning in, dropping a subscribe, commenting, I want to build a community here. If you want to talk to me about the things I want to talk about, that'd be really fucking cool. I've posted videos about Star Wars here before because it's something that, has been in my life for a very, very long time. And one of the ones that is especially close to me is the Phantom Menace, based on my age, right? So I grew up with the original trilogy on VHS. I saw the special edition re-releases in the cinema, and then my first new piece of Star Wars for me was the Phantom Menace, and I loved it, and I honestly still love it, and it is up there probably as my third favorite Star Wars movie. I'd say my favorite Star Wars movie is Star Wars. My second favorite is The Empire Strikes Back, and I'd say my third favorite is The Phantom Menace. I think it is significantly the best out of the prequels due to kind of its creativity and all the different creatures and whatever the fuck. But I'm going to talk about that, which it is the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace this year, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Jake Lloyd. Jake Lloyd being the boy who was cast as Anikan Skywalker in The Phantom Menace. He was also... I'm going to have to pause this for 1 second, sorry. Yeah, sorry, man. It keeps on feeling like I'm sort of overheating in the head a bit. This happened yesterday as well. But today I'm going to talk about Jake Lloyd. Jake Lloyd being the boy who played Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace. He faced a lot of criticism for this role. He was already an actor. He'd been in things like Jingle All the Way. But he received a lot of scrutiny. He felt a lot of hate, when he was cast as Anakin Skywalker. And... for the next couple years after The Phantom Menace, he did lend his voice to a few projects, like I think he's in, Bombad Racing on PS2 and, a couple of those. Because the Phantom Menace games sort of, they were trickling out a bunch of them for, the next 2 years. So he kind of lent his voice to a bunch of those, and then really he disappeared from the public eye. I think there's a couple of videos of him at college when he was studying filmmaking and stuff like that. But besides that, he really sort of jumped off the face of the earth. Now, a lot of people... There's a lot of talk about the hate from Star Wars and the pressure that he got from that, pulling him down. There was also a lot of talk about drug use and things like that. We never really knew the situation. Well, people think, and I thought I knew the situation. A lot of us thought we knew the situation, but until... just recently, his mother's been talking to the news and talking about, the mental health issues that unfortunately have been, suffered by Jake Lloyd. So the update that we've learned is Jake Lloyd is 10 months into an 18-month stay at a mental rehab facility, and that Jake himself is aware of the issues, right? He's not just purely sectioned and kept there for his own safety. Jake is aware he's sick, and he's seeking help. His mother said since high school there was a lot of mental degradation on his part. Jake talking a lot about realities and losing track of which reality he was in. His mom asking him to do things, and he's like, I don't even know if I need to do that because I don't know if I'll be in this reality tomorrow, so I don't even know it'll apply. Talking about people with black eyes following him, some sort of entities and stuff like that. And he was talking about I don't really know how, I deal with that, right? And then, him on the street or in his room having conversations with people who aren't there. And constantly hearing voices he was talking about, which she said he didn't communicate until later, but he was. And it was in 2008, so 1997 when they shot Phantom Menace, 1999 when it released. It was in 2008 where he was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Now, with his high school stuff, there've been talk about people bullying him, people whatever about the whole Star Wars thing, and whether that sort of stuff induced sort of like paranoia and psychosis to him. His mother spoke about how the schizophrenia was something generic in their family. I think on his father's side, so it would have been something that kind of like played out irregardless of the Star Wars kind of drama and hate. Right? There's always been this kind of association with Jake Lloyd that he hates Star Wars and he wants to be away from it. His mother spoke about how like he actually enjoys it, and you know he's been watching, you know, Ahsoka and some of the Disney Plus stuff and some of the new movies while he's in this, you know, facility. He's got like Star Wars t-shirts, he's got Ahsoka action figures and stuff like that. He got like a bunch of Ahsoka stuff for his birthday, and he really enjoys it. So yeah, he said that like he loves Star Wars, and you know he does actually have fond memories of it, and he loved the process of filming it. He had so much fun, and if he did kind of get well enough that like maybe he could drop in and like do a thing, like you know people pop in, they do like a cameo or a voice or something for the cartoons. That he probably would be into that, but yeah, at the moment he's somebody who's like really unsick. I'm forgetting details here, but I think there's stuff about like his sister dying as well, and that affecting him in certain ways, and driving the car and just like shutting the engine off in the middle of like a three-lane highway, motorway, whatever you want to call it, and talking about realities. So it seems like, you know, Jake is somebody who's really, really sick, you know. We haven't seen him since in anything. We're not just talking about Star Wars. We haven't seen him in anything working since Race of Revenge. That's the one. On the he came back for that one. You know, it's the unlockable character. He did do a voice in Race of Revenge in 2002 for the young Anikan. But yeah, so just like here's hoping that, you know, it's heartening to hear that like Jake doesn't have all this ill will towards the Phantom Menace, you know, especially because there is this sort of renaissance of, you know, people appreciating these movies because of their difference, because of their uniqueness, you know, the stuff that they do offer. They're by no means like, you know, but yeah, people are appreciating them, so it's I'm happy he doesn't have that sort of disdain for Star Wars. I'm happy he's getting help, you know, I'm happy he's in a facility that can help him, and he is in a place now where he understands that he is ill and needs help, and it does seem like the support system around him with his mother seems to be really, really strong. And yeah, you know, she's talking about him relating to people more, being more social, which is something that's really, really nice. I've said it's more like they're having kind of the old Jake is starting to come back a little bit, because he was incredibly social until he, you know, his schizophrenia started developing something that affected his real life, his day-to-day life. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad, but it's good to hear kind of the updates on him, and it's good to hear that things are, you know, by all accounts improving. And yeah, maybe we will see like a Jake Lloyd cameo in a Star Wars thing down the line, or he'll lend his voice to a little character or an alien, or I don't know, because it does sound like something that would be nice for him, especially if he still does, you know. He loved the experience so much the first time around, and he seems to be still enjoying Star Wars as he, you know, interacts with it today. So I don't know, maybe this was a strange one for this channel, but something I want to talk about. I was a huge fan of the Phantom Menace specifically. It's kind of something I want to get updated about, and somebody was asking me about this as well, my friend Beans. So this video is also for Beans to kind of help him get clued in on the situation. But that's me for today. As I said, I'm trying to get for 50 subscribers, so if you could help out with that, sick. If you want to be part of the community and talk to me in the comments, that would be awesome. Telegram chat in the description below as usual. But I'll catch you all later, so bye-bye, everyone.